welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. We need to do this maybe a little later, Andrew. Every time I start talking, my voice kind of cracks for a second, and I try to cough it out. It's like having band practice when we go for a rehearsal for Sunday mornings, and we're getting there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And to start singing, and some of those songs that I sing are pretty high, like at the tip of my range, and so I'm like,
You've done no warm-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
No vocals. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we at least talk before this, so I don't know why your voice cracks at this point.
I don't know why either. It wasn't cracking for the last 10 minutes, and then I go, here we go. Welcome to the Bible Belt. Yeah.
You're like, are you ready? Yeah. And as soon as you push that button, something in your throat just like tightens up, and you're like, I can't talk.
It's not performance anxiety, but there is like something that happens for some people where it's when they get in the moment. It's like public speaking. You know, they can speak to their friends, and then they get on stage, and they're like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ricky Bobby, what do I do with my hands? You know, that situation happens. We had that at church Wednesday where all these, we call them the lippies, where they show up and they do like a lip sync video. It's just a fun thing for us to do, and we give awards for each video, and then the best one wins like the overall awards. Well, they bring them all up, you know, to give their speech for the award that they won, and like half the time they're just like
they're frozen,
super silent, frozen.
Yes,
like you were just performing on this video in front of everybody.
Well,
and
not
now
only
you're
that,
like, oh my God.
But they're out in the lobby being silly and making a fool of themselves and talking to everybody. And then they get up on stage and they're like, I don't know.
Maybe that's what's happening to me. Maybe there's something to do with podcasting and that introduction that now I'm so paranoid about getting right or doing something funny that my voice just...
Do you need me to take it over, Dusty?
Yeah. I'll start doing the take it easy at the end, and you can do the welcome to the Bible Belt Bros.
Nope, don't like it.
Let's flippy flop that one.
We'll flip the script on y'all.
Well, Andrew, you texted me a topic on the way out here. You want to introduce it, or...
Not really, because I wasn't... I'm going to preface this with I've done no research. I was literally on my way over here.
That's the qualifications of the Bible Belt Bros podcast when it comes to episodes is the research.
It's mob mentality is what I texted Dusty. It kind of hits me personally because this happened to me about a year ago when just a few people who were upset with the way I was running things decided they wanted to be
it's probably
the
more
loudest
than a few.
No. They got mad with that they weren't getting their way, and so they decided to be the loudest voice and cry and scream until they got their way, and it just created a mob mentality. And all these people who had zero issues with me or the way I was running things, all of a sudden had issues. That's kind of what this was. But then I was doing my Bible study this morning, and it was the story of Jesus' crucifixion and leading up to his crucifixion. The Pharisees arrested him, took him to Pilate. Pilate couldn't find anything wrong, so Pilate sent him to King Herod. King Herod couldn't find any fault, sent him back to Pontius Pilate. Long story short, Jesus is sentenced to death because of mob mentality. It was just the Pharisees who riled everybody up to have him crucified. And also release a murderer whose name was also Jesus, by the way.
And I think you can say that, like with the mob mentality side of it, that makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do, like release a known bad guy,
right? Basically,
in place of somebody that everybody else is crying out for.
Yes, and technically, he incited a insurrection. Sorry.
He did later.
He did incite a resurrection as well.
Later on, you're getting ahead of yourself.
An insurrection. So, and for those of you that know, that's what happened January 6th. Again, we won't get into politics. That's supposedly what happened January 6th. Allegedly. So,
if you read the story of the Bible, the Pharisees for a while have been trying to rile the crowd up.
Yes.
Like that has been their thing. It's like, did you guys hear what this guy said?
Right.
You guys behind me? We should do something about this. And
like when they brought the woman caught in adultery.
Exactly.
They did that in a very public setting.
That mob out there.
Yes.
And that just every time, like either Jesus would slip away, it wasn't his time
or Jesus was able to shut them up.
Jesus shut them up, which is a lot of the times too, or people just were like, no, you're stupid. They just didn't have enough. So finally, they just keep being the loud voices out there.
Yes.
And at some point, those louder voices
prevail. Yes.
And they'll just convince people who have no research, have not, that kind of thing too. That's a lot of what happens today. Even like with some of the war stuff right now, I saw that YouTube is, I think it was YouTube or it was Kick. It was one of those streaming services. We're starting to crack down. Like if you start putting up fake war footage that's AI generated, they're going to demonetize your channel for 90 days.
Nice.
Which is a huge thing. Because that's right now, people are like, they're either using like really old war footage saying like these bombings happened in this place. Right. And it's like, if you actually would look up the footage, which nobody ever does, it is from either years ago or it's AI generated. It's either one.
And for that reason, I kind of miss fact checking on Facebook, but it was weaponized.
Well, yeah.
If fact checking hadn't been weaponized, I feel it was a great addition, because it would stop all this fake AI stuff that's going on right now, because it could look at the metadata of the file and be able to tell if it was AI generated.
And I think that like part of the end time stuff in Revelation is it talks about there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, I think is the phrase somewhere in Revelation, where that's like, we've already had that feeling. I mean, I remember
a long time, right?
For a long time, but
because we're
it just gets even more and more. There's even a movie. What was the movie where they just faked an entire war based off news coverage? It's gonna bug me.
I have no idea, but that sounds interesting.
Hold on. We're gonna pause.
As Dusty searches for this video he's thinking of, so it doesn't drive him insane.
All right, I looked it up. The war movie was back. I mean, this is gonna age me. 1997. So this tells you how long people have been thinking about this anyway. But it's called Wag the Dog. It was a Hollywood producer joins efforts to fabricate a war to cover up a presidential scandal. And so it's kind of like situations where we've heard presidents going to war to kind of like, well, we can't change a president.
Every president has since Jimmy Carter.
Right. Well, like in the timing of the wars are a lot of times around re-election times and those kind of like times where it's like
sort of.
I remember, was it Clinton that bombed? He bombed something and it was
he bombed a lot.
But he bombed somewhere, but it was like right during like as we're leading into the primaries, and so you're like, this is kind of a hard time to make a switch. We're in the middle of a I don't know, it was something weird like that. But Wag the Dog. So that's like a story where they use Hollywood to fabricate a war. Now people can do that in TikTok, where we've already talked about TikTok.
Right.
TikTok is a whole mob mentality.
Absolutely.
People have been saying World War III for like whatever the topic is, people can profit off of it now. Anybody can profit off of it.
Absolutely.
And so now it creates this even bigger.
And with AI and you just typing in a prompt, just a one sentence prompt, and it can come up with a full TikTok video for you.
Exactly.
Right. It's so easy.
It's very easy to confuse and to
mislead.
Yeah, it's a very weird time in our lives. Like the AI is moving faster than the moderation of it.
Yes.
And so yeah, it's definitely very dangerous situation. But mob mentality, it's definitely yikes.
Yeah. We've seen it, since the beginning of time. Literally, we see it in the Bible. We saw it happen with Moses when he went away for 40 days. And while he was gone, his people were like, we need an idol. We need something to worship. Moses is gone. What do we do? And what did they do? They created an idol.
Well, we need to be like these people. They have calves that they worship and blah, 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 golden stuff. Bing, bang, bong. I saw a clip of the new show, which I know we just kind of bashed like Angel Network a little bit of just being.
I don't think we bashed
I just talked about like Christian movies being cheesy and entertainment
yeah.
always being silly, like always serious. And I'm sure the show is going to have serious moments, but it's definitely a little bit more satire, funny take on biblical times. And one of the things was it had that scene where Moses comes back and he was like, Aaron, what happened? Like, well, I was gone for 40 days and you've created a whole new thing. Like, what's going on? He's like, it's the people. They wanted it. Like, it wasn't me. Like, it was just really funny. I'm probably going to get Angel Network for that show once it fully comes out because it just looks hilarious to me. Funny enough that I've been laughing at all the Now, it might be one of those where all the clips are the funny parts.
Right.
And,
and you've already seen them all.
Yeah.
But you're going to get it anyways, and then you're going to be disappointed.
Gonna get it anyway. Gonna get it anyway. I don't know. I think that was a song. I don't know.
I don't think that's the song, but okay. And if it is, that sounds very wrong.
Well, I don't think it was "Get It." I think it was something else. I don't know.
Do it?
I think it was.
I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know. Well, part of the mob mentality, I think that it happens very easily as a follower of a mob mentality, because emotionally you can kind of get wrapped up into the situation. Like when people were texting me or whatever about World War III, like it was an emotional response. Like I seen a clip of Adam Carolla making fun of a white woman saying that her child is going to bed scared that ICE is going to come get her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's white. You're white.
Yes.
That's not, you don't like, but we allow those emotional things to happen to where you could to do that.
Dusty, you can be white and still illegal in this country.
You can be white and still be illegal, but that she was not. Like that was part of it too. Like she was. It was a mom. US citizen. It was a mom testifying in front of some sort of city council thing.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, we tend to use mob mentality in literally everything to get our way. Whether it's politics or war or winning an argument, but just so you can get your way.
Yeah, like how when you argued with me, you went straight to Megan and Rusty.
I didn't.
With the snow day argument, you went and you got a mob.
But I wasn't.
You went and got a mob, and they attacked me.
One, they didn't attack you, and you actually got Rusty, not me.
You were looking for Rusty.
I went and looking for someone that would agree with you or / disagree with me, and it just turned out that they agreed with me. That was my mentality there.
I don't believe.
I did not.
You were looking for affirmations.
No, if I did that, then I would have called my wife, who had already spoke with, and
no, she agrees with me.
No, she does not.
She agrees with me on a lot of things.
Most things, just not that one.
You knew that was the one,
right? Well,
even Lisa agrees with me
because she and I had already talked about it, so I already knew her side of it.
Look at that. He comes into an argument with research because he's already talked about it with his wife, got the argument together.
Listen, you don't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
I do that all the time.
That's why you're wrong all the time.
So that means...
if you would educate yourself before...
Okay.
Yeah. Then you wouldn't be wrong.
I know the answer, but the answer is wrong every time. That's what you're saying.
Okay. I guess you could do that too. Know the answer, but still fight the wrong side. I do that sometimes. Just, give a little spice to a scenario or a situation. I'll fight the opposite side. I'll be the devil's advocate.
How do we fight again? I think it's easy to become part of the mob. Like the bigger the numbers get, the easier it is to kind of get wrapped up in those emotions.
I'm opposite though. I like to go against the crowd, and I just saw it literally on Facebook yesterday. Oh, I wanted to friend this guy off of his post, except he used some foul language. But it was the Sand Springs has a data center coming in, and they're going around trying to get all these people to sign the petition. Okay, and here's another. Oh man. Okay, I had a couple of conversations yesterday that go with this podcast perfectly that I didn't even think about. But I got a call from a friend yesterday. Yes, Dusty, I have other friends than you. But a friend called me yesterday saying, everybody supports the no data center stuff. I'm like, whoa, wait. No, because all you're hearing is the loud voices. Mm-hmm. And I related it because this person was part of what happened with me. And I said, look at what happened over here. The only people that were screaming are the only ones who were heard. It's just the loudest voices are being heard. And the people who support it, they're just content. They know that it'll just pass. They don't have to do anything. And so they're not out here screaming. I said, if people were so for it, there would be lines and lines of people waiting to sign these petitions instead of them having to do these petition drives and go set up places and go knock door to door and beg for it. And they were doing this yesterday.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to throw a fit if the support wasn't more for than against.
Exactly. And so yesterday they were out knocking door to door, and I don't know how I saw this, but there was an argument about it, and they're like, if people are so for it, then why are you doing this? And when someone says no, you scream and yell at them and make a fool of yourself. Why can we not just make an educated decision, an informed decision, and ask you questions, and you give us replies like a human being?
Right.
And so it was this back and forth, but that was the gist of that conversation. And that's mob mentality. They don't want you to have the information, because if you make an informed decision, you're probably going to disagree with them. Mm-hmm. And so their mob mentality is, you listen to me, you do what I say, don't ask questions, get in line or get out of the way type thing. But when you get out of the way, don't say anything about what we're doing, because we know we're wrong. And if you make an educated argument, we can't fight it. That's typically the mob mentality mantra, is they don't even know what they're fighting for themselves.
Right. Well, you see that a lot, and I guess I would see it in my feed a lot. They probably don't see it in their feed, but people, when then they get asked the real questions that are at those things, or going door to door on people, and you ask them the real questions, what about this? And they're like, oh, I have no actual answer besides an emotional response.
Yeah, and which is screaming at you, which is then where we've coined the phrase Karen. Because if you don't agree with them, you just scream at them. You make a fool of yourself. That's it.
You make it to where the other person doesn't want to talk to you, and then that gives you the ability to say, I won that argument.
Yes.
And that's such a weird.
Yes.
Yeah, Andrew's what's a boy Karen? A chat? No, not a chat.
Ken?
Is it a Ken?
I think it's Ken.
All right. I'm just.
Were you going to say?
I was going to say you're a Ken because you always just make me mad and I don't want to talk to you. But
that's just you having anger issues,
Dusty.
Dusty.
That's just me not liking my best friend. That's me hating my friend.
That's you not doing your own research.
No. Okay. Okay.
Let's bring this full circle.
No, that
if you know the answer,
that is me hearing or me like researching, but I'm seeing a lot of people like out of for what I say or whatever. Just like how you and your feed have totally different. Our friendships cross a little bit, but they don't cross a lot. Like our like just lifestyle, I guess. We're like
if you listen to the podcast that I released, I talked about that. That was actually my whole podcast.
I did listen to your podcast that you released without my knowledge.
It was your knowledge. We had your knowledge because you had to send me the files and tell me how to upload it.
Until you had to upload
it. So you had my knowledge, or I had your knowledge.
I think that there was a day we didn't record, and I think it was really just so Andrew could do that to me. But I already didn't have one ready to go that Monday. You like released it on a Friday because you recorded it on a Friday. But anyway, yeah, that was funny. But that was you trying to get the mob mentality against me and your use of sound effects.
Actually, I did. I did essentially stir up our listeners to make you release a podcast.
And look, it worked. All right, mob mentality, guys. Let's circle back here. We need to be Karens. If we want people to believe in Jesus, we need to yell at them until they believe in Jesus.
Make a fool. Become undignified.
Become undignified by just going door to door and saying, I will not leave until you sign this petition that you're going
to attend church and believe in Jesus. I mean, that sounds like a great ministry idea. And it also seems like something we've done in the past.
Well, I mean, we've gone door to door.
Right.
I don't know if we've said, I am not leaving.
or
you're going to have to bring the authorities, but I have a right to be on this property.
Yeah. I have a right to be inside your house.
Protesting your heathenism. Yeah, why don't we just start protesting people who aren't going to church?
Right.
Just go pick it in their yards until they come.
And then make the police.
Because that's apparently the best way to convince people.
Right. And then make the police show up. Yeah. And then when they ask you to leave, you leave, but you just go next door and do the same thing. Man, I'm liking this.
What we were talking earlier, what was the other? We had another ministry.
Oh, yes. So
this might be a random curveball.
In our local area, which is Tulsa, Oklahoma, for those of you that don't know, now you can dox us.
Oh.
There is a Facebook page called Tulsa Mugshots, and they release pictures of everyone who has been arrested recently. And so as people get arrested, they're uploading it to Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how I see these, because it's not anything that
I don't follow the page, but
right.
It's Facebook.
But it pops up.
You probably will let your friends.
Well,
like
it's
this.
because there was somebody that I had like 50 or 60 mutual friends with popped up, and so they're like, "Oh, you may know this person," and I'm like, "Well, I do."
Sometimes I just scroll through them because I think they're funny.
Yeah, well, that's what I did.
Okay.
I saw a person I knew, and so I'm like, I wonder if I know anybody else. So I click it, and I'm going through, and I see this lady who goes to a local mega church wearing their merchandise.
Yes, that's what. So we were talking about a great advertising thing that maybe you guys, if you're looking for like awareness opportunities to get the name of your church out there, to be able to get the name of Jesus out there, start getting arrested, but wear some church apparel.
Right. Or a Jesus shirt.
Or a Jesus shirt. Or wear like the Romans Road. Print that on a shirt, get arrested, get your mugshot, and it's there forever.
It's free advertisement. Right. Yeah. Everyone's going to share it for you.
Right. It's just, what is it, night in jail? I mean, you don't have to do something crazy. You know?
Look at what Jesus did.
Yeah,
he died on the cross.
He died for you. He went to jail. Paul went to jail. Why aren't you going to jail for the Lord?
Exactly.
When you do, wear a t-shirt.
Yes.
I mean, obviously wear clothes, but
wear a shirt that is marketed either Jesus or your local church.
Now I will say I've made the joke. We were doing a winter weekend. I might have even said this on the podcast, but where we had like an amazing race kind of situation. We had like a scavenger hunt around town. So our adult leaders hopping in church vans, driving these kids.
Oh, yes.
Driving terribly, right?
Yes.
Erratically.
Doors open, kids hanging out.
Speeding, yes. All that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, at least we rented the church van from another church. So it's got their name on it for the negative publicity.
But any publicity is good publicity.
That's right. That's what they say in marketing. Any publicity is good. Maybe I should get a couple of my business. There is a business that I was texted, and when the guy, he used to be a client of ours, got arrested for some stupid stuff, and he was like, "Isn't this your guy?" You know, and I was like, "Not anymore." But maybe it's what you get arrested for too, because he embezzled and scammed like millions of dollars out of people. But,
I mean, that's not necessarily bad. What
did he give it to the church?
Well, what genre of people did he scam? Was it elderly? Because that's bad.
I think it was like people in their 20s. He was a home builder, and he was taking deposits.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was taking like deposits for the custom homes that he was building, and then not building the homes.
Yep.
Yeah.
In my line of industry, yes, that's bad. But
what's funny is like I feel a little guilty. I mean, the guy's a scumbag, had nothing to do with it.
But you marketed and brought all those people to him.
I marketed and brought people to him
to get scammed. So you are part of the scam, Dusty.
I was like, crap.
So your marketing worked too well. So that's the story and the spin you take on it. Mm-hmm. That you were. I
really wanted to. I told our guys that I work with, is like, should we just change our marketing company for marketing for scumbags? Because that's basically what.
Wow.
we help scumbags make money, apparently.
I hope none of your clients listen to this podcast.
Nah, I mean, hopefully they're not scamming people too. Like they are.
Yeah, because I guess if they're listening to this podcast, they probably aren't scamming because we have such a narrow audience,
and we really don't have a lot of Oklahoma people. I mean, I know I have clients everywhere, but
yeah, you fly up to Canada for your people.
Yeah, that's true.
And we do have listeners in Canada, Dusty.
And if you need some video work done in Canada, I'll happily come.
But you got to pay him.
Yeah, you got to pay me.
He ain't free.
I'll come for cost. Just get me out there, give me a place to stay. I'll go hiking a couple extra days. Bing, bang, bong.
Anyways, let's get back to mob mentality. I don't think they want you in Canada.
Okay. Well, some people want to move to Canada, apparently. But again, that's the mob mentality situation, because they never do.
Exactly. They never do. You hear it every election cycle, both sides of the aisle.
Both sides. Moving to Canada.
I'm moving. I'm moving out of the country. I'm moving to Australia. I'm like, please.
And you know what that is? That's the mob mentality of everybody saying that. But then when it actually comes into action, the mob's not there.
Right.
And I think that's your point, is the louder voices are getting the word out.
Yes.
But if you actually you can even say it with the last election, right? Everybody was like, Democrats are going to win like crazy. There's no way. And then they're just all of a sudden surprised at the popular vote,
Right.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah. The popular vote and the electoral vote.
And it was like, what? And so then it's like, all right, well, who's the mob?
Yes.
Because the mob's smaller than the action. Yeah. So it's just that I think that's just how it is in general. The proof will come out in the pudding at some point, but damage can be done in the process, especially in people's lives.
Yeah, because a lot of times the mob mentality is there to discourage people from even doing what they support. Because they're like, oh, everyone's already against it. Why should I even go? Why should I participate?
Yeah.
Because everyone's against it. So maybe in your community, you're hearing a lot of people who are against, building churches or allowing door-to-door anything, i.e. door-to-door ministry. So why even go out and do it? Well, it's because we're still commanded to do it. For those of you who listen to my podcast, I also said that.
I listened to it. I just don't remember it.
I didn't say anything, Dusty.
There was a look, guys. There was a look.
I looked at my coffee. There was a point.
There was a look. Well, I guess the challenge is to, read the Bible for yourselves type of situation when it comes to any. It's like that same argument. Like, don't just take your pastor's word for it. Read the Bible for yourself. Don't just take what you're hearing online about things for it.
Don't take our word for it, for sure.
Don't take our word. We told you we did zero research.
Well, and Dusty used ChatGPT, and we all know how AI tells us.
It tells us what we want.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's
really
like
does.
Facebook.
It's getting to the point. Like, you have to incognito mode if you want something completely fresh because it knows all your history of searches.
Yes.
So now when I'm like, hey, what's a random podcast idea? And I usually put is there anything trending right now? And it tells me for Bible Belt Bros, these would be trending. And I'm like, no, I just in general, I don't want specifically targeted to me because you just tell me the same thing.
And so what I do is I actually prompt it to say, do not use Bible Belt Bros as an example. Just give me some random podcast ideas. Fine. And so you actually have to tell it,
prompt it.
Right. You have to tell it to ignore your previous promptings, essentially.
Yeah. So don't join the mob, do your own research, or shut up.
Right. And then maybe after you do your research, you join the mob. We don't know. Because maybe the mob is right.
Sometimes the mob can be right.
Yeah.
When we had
I have an echo in here? Are we in a cave?
When we had a war on Christmas, that mob was right.
War on Christmas.
when Christians in the church was like, "This is a war on Christmas. We're saying Merry Christmas to everybody."
Yes,
that
exactly.
mob was correct. It was Merry Christmas.
It's not Xmas. It's Christmas. Okay. And then all these people who are trying to validate Xmas and be like, "Well, it's actually the Greek character for." I'm like, no, that is not what it is.
I'm going to show you a video after we're done here, but here's the preface, and I will end with this. Thanks for liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. It was a joke about wars, and so it was like a game show set up, and the guy's like, World War I, was it a war or not a war? And the guy answers, war. He's like, correct. World War II, was it a war or not a war? And he's like, war, correct. Vietnam War, was it a war or not a war? War. That's incorrect. That was an initiative or something like that. So it goes through all these other wars. Afghanistan was like another funny name for what
it was a war on terror.
No, but that's what the guy said, war on terror. And they're like, no, it was actually a preemptive
strike. A 20-year preemptive strike.
Right. It was a joke. But then it was like the war on Christmas. And then the guy goes, that's not a war. And he goes, that was the most important war in our entire lives. You can't take Jesus out of Christmas.
Nice.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Take it easy.